Welcome back to Overkill Reviews. I'm Blaine Smith. Let's do this. Stool doesn't spin. Please get subscribed. We've got 2 reviews every week. You don't want to miss out. And it's YouTube, I have to say that. It's the law. Exciting day for me. I get to review a long and slow album from these dudes. I don't know if that made any sense, but if you liked it, we got plenty more. Hey, it's Bellwitch's new album, Mirror Reaper, out today on Profound Lore Records. Bellwitch are a bit of a unique quantity in metal music. A 2-piece consisting of drums and bass, not in bass. They were formed in 2010 in Seattle. They released 2 albums of just dripping funeral doom sad boy music to pretty much universal acclaim. And then some bad stuff happened. Unfortunately, the year following their 2015 release Four Phantoms, drummer Adrian Guerra passed away shortly after leaving the band. So bassist Dylan Desmond is joined by Jesse Schreibman on drums and organs. Relax your butthole, the organ's actually pretty sick. Oh, and everybody does vocals. Seriously, everybody. Dylan does vocals, Jesse does vocals, Eric Modridge from Aerial Ruin and Epidemic does vocals. Adrian even does vocals from Beyond the Grave. I'm not kidding. Mirror Reaper marks their 3rd outing, and to be a bit of a selfish asshole about this, when I heard that a funeral doom band was writing a record after a close friend died, I got a little more excited than I feel like I should have. Almost as a response to that, they announced they were releasing a 83-minute and 15-second put the record on, flip it over, put another record on, flip it over again, holy shit, that's 1-song album. And yeah, I was right. Before we get into it, let's get the cover for this bad boy back up here. Mariusz Lewandowski created something really chilling here that's going to be a front runner for album cover of the year. It looks like a freaking Dark Souls boss. I'd say praise the sun, but nope. We're going down to Blighttown. Tracks. Nope, track. So obviously this is going to be a little weird if you've watched one of these before. It's 1 track, so I'm kind of just going to walk through it, and you're going to follow me because I'm in charge here. Up first, and last, and always, we've got Mirror Reaper. Let's have a listen. From the get-go, it just sounds really, really, really sad. Not angry, not frustrated, not bitter, just a melancholy sadness that is really hard for a band to effectively nail. I mean, it sounds totally genuine, which I guess maybe it is. It reminds me of old UK Doomers Warning, but with a more abstract sound to the sadness, instead of being, you know, about ladies. The bass tone is really unique, and it carries through the whole album. And as always, Desmond's able to render a guitar unnecessary with his masterful use of his 6-string. As a result, it really just lulled me into a state of sadness, so that when the drums kicked in, it got me like a horror movie jump scare. Look out! You're back. Any fears about Jesse's drumming are laid to rest quickly. All the hits are weighty, and the spacing of them always leaves them feeling almost just out of reach. And man, the reverb through this whole thing just totally fills it out. 2 guys, who the hell cares? It sounds great. Jesus, we're only 3 minutes in. Let's skip ahead a little bit. And we're back. As I was saying, a couple hours ago now, there's a lot of vocalists on here. Conveniently, they piled most of them on this one clip. So we've really got the whole gamut here. We've got singing, we've got growling, we've got screaming. We're doing it all, baby. The growls are perfectly doomy, blending and merging with the instruments, thanks to the massive reverb on everything. The screams are less frequent, but a nice little treat, assuming your idea of a treat is a Reese peanut butter cup filled with suicidal, depressive, black metal-esque vocals. The singing, and I'll get back to the singing later. When you get halfway through the record, in come Adrian's vocals, which are unused leftovers from a previous album. They're literally called the Words of the Dead. In case you forgot you were listening to a doom band, I feel like cool is probably a really inappropriate word for that, but damn, that's cool. It's actually a really big point that the album hangs on, so I'm not going to play it for you. Go buy the record, or at least soul-seek the record and then be like, hey, this is a good record, maybe I'll buy it. So the singing, let's go back to that and listen to some of it just on its own.
Lest the scalding ocean.
Now, like most of you, I generally prefer growls, screams, they're great. But it's used to good effect here. You can't get mad when it fits in with a theme, and that sounds sad. It reminds me of when you're like halfway through a World War I movie and some Irish guy just starts singing some bummer song. There's one thing the Irish are real good at. It's being sad and drinking. Okay, I know, I've been talking about vocals forever. There's 4 vocalists on this album. Get off my case. We've kind of covered all the other parts. We're gonna have to talk about an organ now. Let's listen. Huh, man, they put an organ in front of a guy and he really exercised some restraint. I never thought I'd say this before, but I almost wish there was more organ. What is life? But that's one of the album's biggest strengths. There's such an economy of songwriting in here. A lot of metal is spent trying to jam as much as we can in a small space. How many notes can I play in 10 seconds? How fast can I kick this drum? That's not fast enough. Give me a second drum. And that's awesome, but sometimes it's nice to have a change. These guys place every note just ever so. Nothing's wasted, nothing's unnecessary. They use all parts of the Sadness Buffalo. At 83 minutes, I was a little worried about reviewing this thing. But I'm actually really glad I listened to it in this context because scrutinizing it, I got to hear a bunch of little parts that I might have missed, like this. There's something really satisfying about just hearing a bass string ring out and then hearing the fingers slide along. I'm sure talk about bass a lot in these reviews, eh? Do you have a crush on bass players? Hope not. Score time! So what this score really comes down to is 83 minutes and 15 seconds. That's just a gimmick, right? And absolutely not. I mean, I reviewed this thing. I had to listen to it over and over and over again. And not even once did I get frustrated or bored. It still gave me that same feeling in my chest every time I listened to it. It also is truly one song. They didn't write a whole album and then just not slice it up. All the riffs seem like a meditation on a single constant core. Bonus, this is for sure one of those albums you can use to justify still collecting records to your spouse. At 83 minutes, you're not listening to this on the way to work. You're not listening to this at the gym. You're going home, putting it on, you're sitting down, you're maybe taking one of those Percocets from the last time you hurt your back, and you're listening. So that's why I'm giving it 5 skulls out of 5 that I do not need to change into anything else because it's a Doom record. It's a wholly unique album. I absolutely love it. It's going to be in my rotation for a while. But if you knew me, you probably would have guessed this already. All they really needed to say was 83-minute song, and my reaction was pretty much, that's my shit! Thanks, guys. As always, please hit the like button if you liked it. Get subscribed to catch more reviews, if not solely out of sympathy for the fact that I had to scrub through an 83-minute track. And come back again.